painful day for crypto. $120 billion wiped off the crypto market cap in just hours. Bitcoin down close to 5%. Altcoins outside of meme coins in the midst of a bloodbath here. Everything is now bleeding to the downside. More worrying, we've got Bitcoin coming up to a critical daily candle close. Could we be set for more pain? I'm going to break down exactly what is going on and why this market is dumping. I'm seeing a lot of rumors around why this could be. Could this be the ETF? Are people getting spooked? This comes down to one key reason, and it's to do with the Fed meeting. Yes, tomorrow we get a very important FOMC meeting. Very important. Why? Because it's not a normal one. It's a Fed meeting where we get a dot plot and we get a summary of economic projections. Why is that important for crypto, I hear you asking? Well, we know that this market is excited when it expects a rate cut, when it expects the Fed to go ahead and deliver a cut. But we also know that this market is not expecting a cut tomorrow, right? This market has for a while now very firmly said, we are not getting a cut tomorrow, right? 95% of the market saying, we're not getting one tomorrow. So then why are we panicking? The reason we're panicking is, one, because of the chance that we may see a hawkish Jerome Powell tomorrow. He may come out in light of the horrible jobs figure we got and come out and say, you know what, we're going to have to be higher for longer. I know we kind of, insinuated that we'll get 3 rate cuts this year. Well, you'll be lucky to get 1. And it's that adjustment which the market is adjusting to right now, right? The market is having to go from a market which had started this year thinking, hey, we're going to get 3 rate cuts. That's what the summary of economic projection showed us. To now having to recalibrate that to say, oh, maybe we might not get any. Maybe we might get 1, right? They're having to readjust their expectations. And that leads to risk rotating off, and that leads to size coming off risk on assets. Now, is this crypto specific? Absolutely not. You can see the wider market here suffering as well. The Dow, the safest of US stock groups, drops more than 200 points. Right? So the Fed officials have already started meeting today. They will sit down tomorrow. They'll decide on the dot plot, which is where every single Fed official decides, do they want a rate hike? Do they want to cut? And what's their projection going forward a couple of years as well? And they'll also then deliver their decision, which the market expects. No rate hike, no rate cut. Then Jerome Powell will deliver his press conference. And that is where the market's getting a little bit nervous, right? They think that he might come out hawkish. Look at this, guys. Overall, the market has begun to prepare a bit late for a bit of a hawkish message from the Fed, okay? So they're preparing a little bit, and I'm saying it's a bit too late, right? Here on a Tuesday, they're kind of just suddenly going, hang on, maybe the Fed's going to rug us tomorrow. So it's kind of getting a bit jittery ahead of tomorrow. Now, if you take a look at this, chances of a rate cut has decreased following the stronger than expected May jobs report. We spoke about that. We see diminished prospects for easing this year and now expect the first Fed cut only in November. So again, you guys can see this for yourself. Go over to the Fed rate monitor tool. You can see nobody's expecting the cut in July even. Going down to September, that's where you see half-half, right? It's half the market thinks we might get 1 cut. The other half of the market saying, nope, you'll be lucky. And then when you go into November, it's the first time you get a majority. It's the first time you see a majority of participants expecting we'll get 1 by November. So that's currently what is priced in. Hold up. Do you want to learn how to trade? Then you need to jump into our Telegram community. Link is in the description. In our Telegram community, I share my altcoins. I share how I do my trade setups, how I do my stop losses and take profit, so you could learn to become a profitable trader. Check it out. Link is in the description. If it turns out that tomorrow's summary of your economic projections is misaligned with this, that's when you see the market react. The market expectation has to match the data that comes out. So when that data comes out tomorrow, if they're aligned with the first cut being in September or November, then we're happy. We won't see any more adjustment. If they say, no, we're not getting one this year, look towards next year for your first rate cut, then this market's going to have to dump a little bit more. Okay, so that's really important for you guys to understand. This is based on what's going on here. Now, of course, we're then seeing exacerbated pain, right? We're seeing over $64 million flow out of Bitcoin ETFs just yesterday. And this is part of the double-edged sword. You have to understand, we want more crypto adoption, but then you have to understand that with more crypto adoption creates more volatility. Right? So a normal day where Bitcoin would have dumped a couple of percent, because you've now got people panicking and selling their Bitcoin in ETFs as well, that creates even more of a domino effect, creating more liquidations, creating more volatility in the market. So that's something to watch out for. Now, there is one bit of good news here, and that's this. $10 billion worth of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated if Bitcoin hits 74K, right? And then what that means is right now, Bitcoin is a very easy picking for a short trade, right? If you take a look at this from a let's look at, use the daily chart. If we take a look at the daily chart, you can see Bitcoin tried a good couple of times here to break all-time highs. Tries here, boom, boom, boom. And so this level where my cursor is acting as strong resistance. So it's very natural for people to want to short from these areas, right? Short Bitcoin to the downside. The positive sign, however, is that there is a lot of liquidation sat back at all-time high. So if there's a bunch of shorts who pile on saying, oh, we're going to push Bitcoin all the way down to 50, the good thing is they can get squeezed up back towards 74,000 because you're going to get $10 billion worth of liquidations. Okay, so it's not a case that, oh, we're just going to indefinitely head to the downside. That being said, I've been warning for a while now that it's important that you prepare for more downside. Don't be that guy that just sits there going, oh, look, you know, we're struggling here, but I'm just not going to buy the dip. Have a clear game plan. I mean, you've got the weekly EMA ribbon goes all the way down to 48,000, right? All of this should be in your planning, all the way down to 48. If you look at the middle of the EMA ribbon, 55. If you look at the start of the ribbon, 61. So 61 is where I really start nibbling. Right, I've really started doing my DCAs around 61. The deeper we go into this weekly EMA ribbon, the more I'll be buying. Okay, now the reason this is showing a lot of weakness here on Bitcoin is we failed to create the higher high. Right, if I take this over to another chart, you can see exactly what's going on. Let's bring out some lines. So look at this. So we ran up here in this falling wedge. We got our higher high. This is a higher high, right? The new all-time high. But then when we bounced from the EMA ribbon here, we were unable to go wick above it. We didn't get that higher high. We had to do something like this to then come down and keep an uptrend. This is weakness, guys. This is us failing to get as high as we got just months ago. Okay, so this is a big sign that this wants to curl over. RSI wants to reset. Okay, so even if we get a little bit bounce here, don't just buy straight into that. I will be looking for lower price targets. I will be looking for this kind of M pattern to at least play out. Remember, an M pattern will have neckline here at around 61.5. So that 61.5 to 62 region, I would be comfortable if we go and retest that level, and I'll be looking to buy the dip there. Similarly with the total market cap, if you look at the total market cap of crypto, this has fallen, right? You can see from those peaks we saw earlier in the year down to where we're at now, we're down 13-14%. So fundamentally, there's 13-14% less dollars cash in the crypto market cap across Bitcoin and your altcoins. So naturally, we're going to need some pulling back. We're going to need this to cool off a little bit, allow markets to recalibrate before we then have a bigger move to the upside. Now, it's very important, like I've been saying for a while, you keep a close attention on what's going on with the Fed and the macroeconomy. I know that's boring. I know you guys just want to take these 10x, 100x trades, but it's really important that you understand the dynamics. We need risk to remain on. And when the dollar index is doing well, like it's doing well today, guys, and this week, it's trying to bounce here, we need to put it back in this box. We do not want a period for the rest of this year or at least the next couple of months where this dollar index is doing this. We need this scenario to play out. We need this scenario to play out in order for Bitcoin and our altcoins to do well. Now, longer term, like I said, I'm not too fussed. Whether we see that rate cut in November, whether we see it in November, whether we see it in January, it's coming. Right? It is coming. We're through the worst of it. So for me, this could be the last big hurrah. This could be your final opportunity to buy that dip with all the things that are positive for crypto that people have already forgotten about. Bitcoin ETF, Ethereum ETF, Bitcoin halving, inflation coming down. We are going to get a rate cut sooner rather than later. What a great opportunity this may be if we fall back to some levels of support to really capture yourself some bargains. Let me know in the comments, how are you guys playing this market? I like the blood. I like the red in the markets because that is when your conviction is tested. That's when it's not just all talk. You got to roll up your sleeves and prove your conviction. Buy the dip or you panic selling. That's when the true light comes to it. And that's where you see who's a true trader and investor and who is just following the momentum and hype. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash all the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to trade with me and my community in this tough market, ijazcrypto.com/TG. I will show you how. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.